A Florida man is arrested for trying to rob a bank of 1 cent. A new bill in Florida allows you to kill crack bears in self-defense. A Florida man on a tricycle fights a man with a machete over a flashlight at the beach. And more Florida stories on Florida Friday. This is Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast out there. And on Friday, we only do weird news from Florida. It's called Florida Friday. All the weird news from Florida this week. Let's get right into it. Thank you for being with me. A Florida bank robber tried to withdraw 1 penny from a bank. This guy's trying to steal 1 cent. Doesn't make much sense. Stealing 1 cent. Can't get much far in life. Much far in life with 1 cent. Much far in life, Jonesy. You haven't gotten much far in life with your language skills. What are you talking about? I'm in a closet recording a podcast. Clearly, I've gotten very far. Back to the Florida man who's got some scruples. He's facing a felony robbery charge after he allegedly tried to withdraw 1 cent from a bank. The incident happened at about 2 p.m. on Saturday at the Chase Bank in Lady Lake. Lay across my big brass bed. Lady Lake sounds like a great place to be. Sounds, but not a great place to be. According to this arrest affidavit from the Lady Lake County Sheriff's Office, a man later identified as Michael Fleming, a resident of Lady Lake, lay across my big crack pipe. Just trying to Florida the song up a little bit. Lady Lake. Lay naked in the Walmart parking lot. Okay, Michael Fleming's a Florida man. I'm going off the rails already. It's a good Friday, guys. It's going to be a good Friday. I had a nice 4th of July, can you tell? This guy walked into the bank, filled out a withdrawal slip for 1 cent, and handed it to a bank teller. That doesn't seem like it's that out of the ordinary, especially if you have an account there. But he's a Florida man. He probably doesn't have an account there. The bank teller reportedly told Fleming he couldn't withdraw a penny. Why? Because of you have protocol that says you can't take out just 1 penny? Do you not have these small denominations known as pennies any longer, bank? Does this man not have an account? Was he wearing nothing but a tank top and need more information? The bank teller reportedly told the Florida man he could not withdraw just a penny. The Florida man told the bank teller, "So you want me to say the other word?" Now it says here, the bank teller was in so much fear of possible violence that she called law enforcement just because the Florida man said, "So you want me to say the other word?" What is this word? Florida man knows a word so devastating that even threatening to say it has someone calling law enforcement. Must be a crazy word. I'm going to guess the word is knee. Yes, the Florida man who says knee demands a sacrifice. One penny. Just if you could hand over 1 penny. No? Nee. All right, let me jump back into the story. Enough Monty Python shenanigans. Well, I want to find a motive. Why would you try and steal a penny? Is this guy a time traveler coming from an age when a penny was worth a lot of money? You could pay your rent with it? Is he trying to get into jail for some reason? Maybe he's going to break out his boyfriend. Is he looking for some free health care? I need to know. Okay. Now, according to the deputies, the chase wasn't Mr. Fleming's first choice. He admitted that he tried to rob a different bank, but it was closed, so then he drove a few parking lots over to the chase. Regarding the American financial system, he said, quote, "Most of the time, the way tellers are trained, if someone comes in to rob you, you give them the money and let them go." Most of the time, yeah. Especially if it's just a penny. The Florida man says he was expecting a bank teller to give him the penny, at which time he would then sit in a chair and wait for law enforcement. The defendant said that after not receiving anything from the teller, he just waited in the lobby for law enforcement to arrive. The defendant advised his goal was to be arrested and go to jail. Yes, this was his goal all the time, to get into jail. Introducing, this guy laid it out for you, the new application process for free housing and medical care in America. It's now legal to kill crack bears in Florida. Governor Ronnie D., we call him Ronnie Little D on Weird AF News. He just signed a bill 1 week ago that makes it actually legal for people, citizens of Florida, to kill crack bears in self-defense. Now, the question I have is, how do you know when a bear is on crack? This is probably something that a park ranger could answer. My guess is you'll know a bear is on some crack if he asks you for $1 and a cigarette and then starts talking crazy. Another question, got to get to the bottom of this. What do you do if you accidentally kill a bear not on crack in Florida? Ugh, what do we do then, huh? Do you just sprinkle a little crack on the dead bear and call it a day? Now, Ronnie D. signed what's called HB 87. I guess that's the law. It allows people to use lethal force against bears as long as certain criteria are met, such as they're holding a crack pipe in their paw. Ronnie Little D didn't comment on the bill specifically. No, really? Wouldn't you want to hear some specifics about this one in particular? Yeah, of all the bills you signed, Ronnie D., we got a question about the crack bear one. We would like to know about the crack bear one. If you could just kind of explain Crack Bear to us. I mean, did you think the movie was a documentary? Like, what's going on here, Ronnie D? Now, the Crack Bear bill says specifically a person can use lethal force against a bear as long as they believe that they, their pet, or their property are in imminent danger. As long as they didn't lure the bear with food or other attractants. Like what other attractants? Crack or crack paraphernalia? And it also says the person didn't recklessly place themselves into the dangerous situation. If they didn't do all of these things, they're allowed to shoot the bear. Now, nowhere in the bill does it mention what to do when camping to protect yourself against crack bears. That seems like it would be helpful. I'm guessing you put your crack in an airtight, bear-proof container, and you hoist it up a tree about, 100 yards from your campsite. That should be good. The bill does say that if you do use lethal force against a bear and you happen to kill the bear, you must notify the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission within 24 hours of killing the bear, and only the commission may dispose of the bear. You can't dispose dead crack bears on your own, guys. Don't think this is something you can just toss into a landfill or feed to the local alligator community hanging out in your backyard swamp. Nope. It is unlawful to possess, sell, or get rid of a crack bear or any crack bear parts. A little weird to see the word sell in there. Are people selling crack bear parts? Is that a thing? Are we doing roadside crack bear kebabs these days in Florida? Is that what's going on? This bill is dubbed the Cocaine Bear Bill because everything's a joke in Florida, even laws. I mean, it's just one big cartoon, guys. Now, it's called the Cocaine Bear Bill because its sponsor said Floridians should have the right to protect themselves against the bears that are on crack. That was what this guy said. His name is Jason. He's a Republican. He said, when you run into one of these crack bears, you should be able to shoot the thing. They break down your door. They're standing in your living room, growling, tearing your house apart. You should be able to shoot these crack bears. Yeah, I covered this story several months ago that when the bill was proposed by this idiot. And here we are, months later, Ronnie D. signing off on it, of course. Can't wait to see what Ronnie D. is up to next. Maybe a bill to protect the Floridians against the killer tomatoes, because they've been known to attack on screen as well. A Florida man on a tricycle fights a man with a machete over a flashlight. Guys, I give up. I mean, what? Where are they getting these titles? How is this reality? This is like the Mad Libs of Florida Man news titles. Florida man on a tricycle fights a man with a machete over a flashlight. Did you just spin a wheel that had a bunch of strange words in it and mashed them all together and come up with this story? It's obviously real, though, because Florida is an acid trip, clearly. A Florida man on a tricycle fought another man with a machete. It was all over a flashlight. I don't know why you would fight to the death over a flashlight. We all have one on our cell phones. It's right there. It's free. Okay, so this took place in Volusia County, Florida. A man got into a fight with another man early last Sunday morning at the beach over the tricycle's flashlights. Oh, the tricycle had some flashlights on it. That's what sparked it? I've never seen a tricycle like that. I'm going to guess the Florida man has made some emendations to the tricycle, added some flashlights and probably some drug paraphernalia on the handlebars. Just strapped a bong to the seat. Reports say the victim was the one riding a tricycle down the beach with a machete in his basket. Well, that's where you want to keep your machete, in your tricycle basket. Seems all so normal. When the suspect confronted him over the flashlight he was using as headlights. I don't know why you would argue over that, but an argument broke out over that. Was this the tricycle committee? It was like, hey, listen, there's some regulations as to how bright the lights are you can put on your tricycle here. You're not allowed to have more than one either. Tricycle protocol. What is going on? When morons meet at the beach. The media reported the suspect then armed himself with the machete that the victim had in his bike's basket. Well, there you go. You let a guy get at your machete. This is what happens when you keep it in a tricycle basket. Someone else can have easy access to your machete. You want to have your machete strapped to your back. You pull it out like a sword, like, "Huzzah! Excalibur!" That's what you want to do. You pull that machete out like a sword. "Huzzah!" Right at the beach in Florida. That's not out of the ordinary. Someone's waving a machete or a sword at the beach in Florida. This poor man, because he didn't have the machete secured, was attacked by his own machete. The machete-wielding suspect hit the machete owner on the right thigh, and then the two men began fighting over control of the weapon on the beach. Both were cut during the fight, but the victim ended up with his machete back. The victim drove away on his tricycle, but called 911 and was eventually taken to the hospital to treat his non-life-threatening Machete Beach injuries. Investigators believe they found a possible person of interest in the area, but did not have enough to hold the suspect in custody. So they took his picture and then released him. Didn't think of maybe holding on to him and having the victim come on down to the station and maybe do an identity check? Nothing like that. Okay, this is how things happen in Florida, and this is why things happen in Florida. Yay! The state of Florida has cut arts funding over sexual festivals. Florida Governor Ronnie Little D said he just killed $32 million in Florida arts funding because there are festivals that have sexual content. Ronnie D is very afraid of anything that has sexual content. That's why he's banning the books as well. Makes me wonder, is Ronnie Little D going to cut the funding for Moms of Liberty over them having swinger parties all the time? Now it says here, Ronnie cited sexual festivals as the reason for the cuts. Here's his quote. You have your tax dollars being given in grants to things like the Fringe Festival, which is like a sexual festival where they're doing all this stuff. I can't sell the Fringe Festival to taxpayers, nor would I want to try to sell the Fringe Festival to taxpayers. Got some sex stuff in there. Can someone tell me what he's talking about? Is he referring to Mardi Gras? I don't know. I just attended a Fringe Festival here in Los Angeles. There wasn't anything sexual in the show that I saw. I don't know what this guy's referring to. I also participated in a Fringe Theater Festival in New York City about a decade ago where I did my one-man show about me going to the Amazon to do ayahuasca for 10 days. And there wasn't anything sexual about my show, nor my buddy's show that was also in it at that time. But, this is Ronnie D for you. He heard that the festival would be attended by thespians, and he was like, I heard there's going to be thespians there, and we don't approve of thespians, it's like, that's some women-on-women activities. This guy's such an idiot. Okay, some more details. The actual Fringe Theater Festival that Ronnie D is afraid of is the one that takes place in Orlando. It's called the Orlando International Fringe Theater Festival. It's a 2-week event featuring live entertainment and concerts and, quote, kid-friendly shows and activities. There's a state representative named Anna, who's a Democrat, who said the festival isn't sexual at all, and she suggests another reason the governor has pulled the funding for the arts. She says, quote, it does feature drag queens and other forms of artistic expression that DeSantis has wanted to censor despite courts telling him otherwise. Perhaps that is the motive. He is afraid of drag queens and books, especially drag queens reading books. For some reason, very comfortable around guns. So strange. So strange. Apparently, last year, to the disgust of Ronnie Little D, the Supreme Court ruled that the state of Florida cannot enforce a law that would limit drag shows in any way. So this is obviously his way around that, to cut overall artistic funding. So now everybody has to suffer. Anyone who's into the arts in Florida, wow, unbelievable. Now, his goal was to stop this Fringe Festival, which is sounds like a family event for the most part. And yet here are some other victims of his cuts. You have the Holocaust Education Center losing $70,000. The Holocaust Memorial Committee in Florida lost $50,000. The Jewish community centers throughout the state are losing more than $700,000 combined. In addition, more than $20,000 was cut from a World AIDS Museum funding as well. Wow. Good job, Florida. Good job. But guys, it isn't the fault of Ronnie Little D. You know, authoritarians with little wee-wees that are also control freaks just are so afraid of art, because art is an expression of ideas and feelings. Yay! And now introducing for the first time on Weird AF News or anywhere, the hit song, soon to be, Crack Bear of Florida. Here we go.
Down in Florida's heat lurks a bear running wild. Crack bear on the street, eyes red, claws defile. In the swamp he roams free, folks in fear they now hide. The news ain't no guarantee, gotta stand side by side. Crack bear, Florida man took a stand. Crack bear, shot him down with his hand. Crack house in the night, bear was breaking in. Folks dread and fright, the Florida man begins. He loaded that gun, steady hands like steel. Bear's running done, it was time to make a deal. Crack bear, Florida man took a stand. Crack bear, shot him down with his hand. In the swamp he roams free, folks in fear they now hide. The news ain't no guarantee, you gotta stand side by side. In the swamp he roams free, folks in fear they now hide. The news ain't no guarantee, you gotta stand side by side. In the swamp he roams free, folks in fear they now hide. The news ain't no guarantee, you gotta stand side by side. Crack bear, Florida man took a stand. Crack bear, shot him down with his hand. Crack house in the night, bear was breaking in, folks dread and fright. But Floridaman begins. He loaded that gun, steady hands like steel. Bear's running done, it was time to make a deal. Crack bear, Florida man took a stand. Crack bear, shot him down with his hand.
Hey, what's up, my friends and loyal listeners? Thanks for putting up with your buddy Jonesy for a lengthy Florida Friday episode. And I hope you enjoyed that song that I posted. Another sure-to-be hit from our friends at Suno, S-U-N-O, the AI site that creates songs. You just type in what you want. These things are coming out great, man. I mean, these are better than songs that I could write myself, really. And they pump them out so quickly, you'd be surprised at how fast this AI site just generates these songs. It's just unbelievable. Anyways, if you'd like a copy of that, an MP3 download, email me, funnyjones@gmail.com. I'll send it on over to you for free. I'll also put it in the Patreon later today for free as well for anyone that wants to download that. That's what I do in the Patreon. I put in, I think about what my patrons might enjoy. Stuff like that. I put it in there. Yeah, you don't even got to ask. It's already in there. You ain't got to message me. It's already in there, guys. I'm ahead of the curve. Curve. Is it ahead of the curve or ahead of the curb? I guess if you're driving, you want to be ahead of the curb. But I think with statistics and data, it's ahead of the curve. See what happens when I try to be smart on here? I should just stick to dumb. Just stick to being dumb. Anyways, what else did I want to say? Oh, happy 4th of July, those of you who have celebrated it. I had a great 4th of July because I like fireworks. I like alcohol, and I like barbecue. I like all these things. I like a tall boy in a kiddie pool. Yeah. I like a bong rip in a bouncy castle. I like all of that. I just like all of that. Here's what I don't like. Mosquitoes. Yeah, I'm not a fan of... I don't support mosquitoes. I'm anti-mosquito on many levels. So just want to let you know where I stand on mosquitoes. A lot of people are curious. Where does Jonesy stand on mosquitoes? Anti-mosquito, for sure. Especially around my ankle area. Oh, it's brutal, man. They know where to go, these mosquitoes. They're not stupid. There are certain locations on the human body that have an evolutionary advantage if you're a mosquito. Hang around those areas. You're more likely to get by without getting whacked. The ankle is one of those places. Yes, anyways, I get itchy ankles now as a result, especially when I'm hanging out in the humid tropics. Humid tropics? Is that redundant? I believe it is. I should have a message here in the outro. What did I want to say? Oh, yeah, about that song. Wasn't that cool? That was great. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you had a nice 4th of July. I hope you're having a great weekend. If you guys want to support the show, go to weirdafnews.com. You can do it that way. And join the Patreon or buy Jonesy a coffee, which I may or may not spend on Guinness. Just full disclaimer here. I may spend it on Guinness. Yeah, you can also, if you want to join the Patreon, which is the most... what would I say? The most amazing way to support the show. The most amazing way. That sounds like good English. Jonesy, where'd you learn to speak? Yeah. Anyways, the Patreon is the place to do it. You can click on Join the Patreon, or if you're on a smartphone, which most of us are, just download the Patreon app on the phone. It's free to download, and then you can do a search for Weird AF News, and you can join that way. That's how you do it. Anyways, I hope you're having a great weekend. Holiday weekend. Let it roll, baby. Let it roll, baby. Roll. And we'll see you on Monday. Good luck with your life, man.